Yo, 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 yo. What up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Brought in the Starbucks cup again today. By the way, I left it at one of my that was well, speaking of that, I probably should go over there tomorrow, but I've been trimming this lady's trees and I left it over there about 3 weeks ago. So finally it's been returned. So anyways, if you guys haven't had a chance, feel free. This video is brought to you by Starbucks cups. These ones are made out of, I don't know if you guys can hear that, high grade aluminum, dual insulated, literally will keep any beverage warm, cold, hot, whatever temperature it goes in is what it'll be when you drink it. So I prefer to make my iced coffee in here, and not Starbucks iced coffee, just iced coffee that I've got laying around the house. Probably actually more gourmet kind of iced coffee than what even Starbucks can create. Anyways, yes, Coach, I didn't know you watched or even coached basketball. I play at Something Uncommon. Yo, yeah, man. I actually recorded a season video Tuesday talking about it. Our team last year kind of like fizzled, so, but yeah, that's like my one of my top viewed videos, I think, is how to run the 1-3-1 press. Super fun, man. I love basketball. I didn't play basketball in college. I played lacrosse, but it kind of transferred over, and so I used a lot of, I guess, the strategy that I learned in playing with lacrosse, and I'm just kind of like, for me, like, that's why I guess, like, I like the strategic kind of games, and like that's why, like, Realm Royale and that kind of stuff is not really like as appealing to me as like a StarCraft or something like that, but I like the kind of strategy behind things, and so yeah, for sure. Basketball is awesome though, 100%. Yo, I hear Trills that we be running. We don't run a press, but our coach is sucky and never listens. Yeah, man, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. That's one thing that I learned as coming. Like, so I think that also, like, part of my, like, to my advantage was being able to play lacrosse for a coach that wasn't had never played the game before and just kind of started coaching, and how he never, like, listened to us, I guess, in that regards, and then moving into a NCAA program where the coach was phenomenal and, like, I really gave a crap about the players, and kind of like seeing the contrast of both of those, and then taking that and how he instilled, like, hey, you know what, I give a crap about you, and instilling that into the basketball program that I'm a part of, I think was, like, honestly, like, one of our biggest successes that we had last year. So I'm a Cavs fan and a LeBron fan. Yo, did you burn his jersey when he left to go to Miami? And now he's in the Lakers, man. I'm a LeBron fan too because he's with the Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan. Hashtag baller. Hashtag big baller brand. Can I get some triple B's in the house? I love watching their high quality JBA stuff. But yeah, man, a press, like, honestly, just to real quickly, like, get on it. A press, I think, is great. Like, I'm a point guard, 6 foot. Dang. That we had a pretty tall point guard last year too. I mean, like, for me, like, I think a point guard is gotta have, first of all, like, some of the best handles on the team, because that's pretty much how it works. And then second of all, they've got to be able to, like, keep their head up. His problem was he had been kind of taught, I guess, just through, like, playing in the system that was before I came over, like, to be a ball hog. And so for him, the struggle for about half the season was transitioning him from being a point guard that does it all to a point guard that shares the ball, and that he can trust his teammates to make those baskets when he passes them the ball. And towards, I would say, about halfway through the season, he started to, like, buy into the actual offense that we were running, and you would see him, like, come down, and he was the kind of guy that would come down, like do, like, a quick, like, step back, try to throw it up for a three, and, like, literally, like, he had terrible 3-point percentage some games, And I was like, well, I know that I would kept on telling him practice, and I was like, why do you do that, man? He's like, cause man, I know that they're gonna drop one day. I was like, yo, if they start dropping, like, by all means, do your thing, run down there, shoot every single ball. Like, I don't care. Like, you can win the game for us. If you're hot, like, you're hot. That's just the way that it works. But that's kind of the way my approach. I never don't pass. I usually pass more than I shoot. Yeah, that's kind of the point guard's job, is a pass first, shoot second kind of play. I just call AC play and let my shooting guard and center work. Yeah, that's what I kept on telling him, man. I was like, let all these other guys get open so that you can just get those assists, man. They all count as points. You get an assist, you get a basket. Like, it's still a point. You know what I'm saying? So, pat your stats like that, dude. He was like, yeah, but like the 3-pointers get the girls, and I was like, true, but you ain't making them, so you ain't getting any girls. No, I wasn't saying that about him, but he was a phenomenal player. So yeah, I think the reason why I like the press so much, especially like the league that we were playing in, is our guys, like, for some reason, so transitioning from lacrosse, which is like supposedly the fastest game on 2 feet. However, it's slower in the sense that like everything's not as close. So there's a lot more, like, I would say, open passes that you can make, and so there's not really a need to, like, I would say, like, run and gun. And if you run and gun, like, typically you're gonna get like really wide open shots. But when I started to like figure out, like, you know, like, we can't run the same offense. We can run similar offenses and similar defenses, but we can't run the same. We have to make adjustments for the game that we're actually playing. I was like, we need to throw in a press. And my guys, I swear, like, we were tenacious. Like, I would literally, that's like one of the things that we would practice almost every single day in practice was our 1-3-1 press. Like, we hounded it into them. And the nice thing about the way that I approached it is we would front it. I don't know if you get a chance to watch the video, but we would front it as a 2-2-1 press. And so we would let them run their press break against the 2-2-1. Well, we would immediately, everybody knew that we were running a 1-3-1 press. Like, our whole entire team, like, it was never a question. We didn't have a 2-2-1 press. We never had that. So that was something that I was going to institute last year, but we didn't have a team. So I was like, great, we'll front it as a 2-2-1, but we're always running a 1-3-1 press. And out of a 1-3-1 press, we're always dropping back into our 3-2 zone. And they were like, oh, okay, like, this is super easy. And I was like, yeah, it's literally supposed to be like that easy. And we had our center running. We had to make a few changes because, like, our center was really slow, and so we had him running the one in our 1-3-1 press, like basically the safety, and he was just too slow to make any interceptions or anything like that. So basically what I did is I put our point guard down there at the very end of the corner, and I said, wherever the ball goes, I said, you just go get those interceptions. I said, I don't care if you go after it and they catch it and you miss it. I said, you got to go after it. Like, that's your bread and butter right there. And so we would have, like, I ingrained into our guys, we had like this thing called, like, we had like a code called like break or something like that, or I think fire was what it was called. And basically I gave the job to the point guard. Like, if the press started to break down somewhere, like, for instance, if we didn't trap where we're supposed to trap or whatever, and they like broke through, or like they came up the middle instead of going up the side like we wanted them to, we just yelled fire, and pretty much every single guy on the court, so our 4 front guys would basically collapse to the key. And I told him, I was like, they can take an outside shot that let them have a 3-pointer. I said, but nothing on a collapse happens inside the key. I said, if you guys let them score inside the key, we'll be running suicides literally for the next week. Like, so we didn't have any issues with them scoring any layups on a 1-3-1 press, because you literally seen it. Like, they dump it over one of our guys' heads, and our safety, our point guard would be like, yo, fire, and everybody would just collapse, like, on the guy with the ball in the key. Like, it was like a 5-on-1 inside the key, and I was like, there's no way that he's gonna do anything with the ball. So that was kind of a nice thing. And then from there, it was like everybody knew where they were going as far as our 3-2 press, and we ran it differently also I took a zone that we ran in college lacrosse, where we actually forced people to the middle of the court, and so it was kind of interesting to watch teams adjust to that, because usually, you know, you want to keep them outside and force them down the side, and it was kind of like, no, like we want you, like, just go to the center of the court. And it was so funny, man. My point guard, who was 6 foot, he was like one of our taller guys. He played the in the top three, he played the center, and it was more of like a 2-1-2, and so he was like basically waiting at like the top of the key free throw line, and so every single time like someone would come down every single time we would force someone down into the center of the court, this guy would literally shut him down, and we'd have a quick double like right there, like right at the top of the key. Right at the top of the free throw line, and they're like, they would be like, oh my goodness, like I don't know what to do, and so they would pass the ball to the adjacent, and the adjacent guy would get forced back into the same spot. Like, it was literally the most, like literally the hilarious thing, like most hilarious thing we've ever done. And then we started to, like, as we went on, we started to implement other things. For instance, like I would have it to where, like, if the point guard came down with the ball, and I would have it to where if like the point guard came down with the ball, and as soon as he passed it, or we would like key in on like maybe like their best guy, for instance. If their best guy came down with the ball, I would say like, look, he comes down with the ball, like he passes it, and then right from there we're black, like we're locking off everybody. And so the whole like strategy behind that was like, obviously their best player's coming down with the ball, he's passing it, and in hopes that someone else will, in hopes that he's going to get it right back or something like that, or that they're going to start their offense, and their offense, you know, is probably going to require a lackadaisical defense, which is what we've been running. Our zone was like super lackadaisical, like it was like, this is what it is, like try to beat us, like it's super slow, like whatever, like we're going to get the ball, we're going to get turnovers. Bunch of I don't know, sounds like pit pocket lock pick outside the key, guard your point press. Yeah, so we would do that, and he, like, we had so many turnovers because they would always come down and pass to, like, I don't know, one of their guys that was just like a kind of like just a role player, and so he didn't know what to do, because we would all walk off, and then like it would be like basically my best defender that would be guarding the guy with the ball. We'd walk out of there with so many steals. It was crazy. How much do you weigh? For me right now, I weigh probably about 200 ish, around there. I'd love to be around like 170, 165, which is where I was when I was running ultra marathons, but not right now. That's still crushing. Alrighty. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about some Starbucks, and then we're going to be jumping into some Acorns. I got a question on one of my videos, actually the video that I did with Tim about making money on Acorns, so I'm going to jump into that. How old are you? I'm 28. My birthday's April 3rd, so got a little bit longer. Yeah, I probably would get crossed. I'm terrible as far as like basketball defense goes, and actually defense in general. So not when I played lacrosse, I was more of an offensive, because in lacrosse you have specialized positions more or less. So I was more like offensively focused. In defense, I was get off the field. Church, you jumping on Realm in the morning. hey, Church, you in the stream? Hey, yo, Gestures, hold that thought. I'll go get him. I'll go get him real quick. Okay, all right. I'll probably be on in the morning, yeah. That made me laugh, man. That was some good stuff. Just because kind of my IQ is smart like that, I can read D quickly and make quick plays. My defense is also good too. Yeah, I think two-way players in basketball are valuable, and definitely someone who has like that was the problem that I had with a lot of my players. Like I literally 2 years ago, like I literally only started. I had 6, so I had a team of 10. I literally only let 6 guys play, unless like one of them was like, coach, like I'm absolute, and I need to get off the court, and I would be like, all right, like this guy can go in. But like we never had a 7th, we never had like an 8th guy ever go in, because it basically came down to IQ. Like I was like, I can't trust anybody else to make the right call when they're in the game. So yeah, we'll have I'll try to make it sure that we have a squad of 4. Yo, hopefully I wake up at like 2:30 like I did this morning. That was like really good, but the only thing was like as soon as I got off stream, I went and took a nap for like 4 hours. So it was like half unproductive day, but the stream this morning was super lit. I don't know what was up with that. But my plan is, though, Trills, is that to start like at least like 2 videos a month is to talk more about basketball and that kind of thing, just whatever it may be. Like I'm gonna try harder this year to get our program back up and running, because we do have some incoming freshmen that have played basketball at the middle school level, so I'm pretty sure that they'll be interested in playing, and then hopefully we can just get at least like 3 to 4. At least I would be happy if we could get a team of 6 or 7. Like I would be stoked, ecstatic, and I would let that run. But if we can't make that happen, if we only get a team of 5, like I would still do it with a team of 5. But obviously you can't play with a team of 4. You know what I'm saying? I gotta head back to my stream though. I'll see you soon. Yo, have fun. I'll see you tomorrow for sure. Or maybe I'll be in the Discord later. Probably not though. 2 guys beat up the ref and the other play. That would mess up some games bad though. Just like collapse if the team isn't doing good or not shooting well, which is my downfall. Yeah, that's all right. I got Jess and Riggs, so we got 4 if you join. That's right. Do your players watch your videos? That's basically why I made my videos. Like I was like, because I would have problems at the beginning of practice with people showing up to practice, and then we would be literally like, I would be literally teaching something for like 2 weeks, and my guys, like I would say my like rookies still wouldn't know. Like I would be like, all right, dribble drive, we're running the dribble drive, and they would be like, we had a different name for it. I think we called it like double D or something like that. But they would look at me like, what's that again? And I'm like, yo, like we got 3 offenses, and this is the only one I've been teaching the last two weeks. Like we haven't went over anything else. Like it's literally our only offense. And they'd be like, where do I go? And I was like, all right, forget this. Like I'm gonna draw it up and I'll put it on YouTube, and you guys are responsible to watch it. If you guys don't watch it, then like I can't help you. Like after a certain point, like I was like, I can't spend time teaching you guys an offense if you guys ain't gonna even watch them. So you got a problem with listening. Your guys do not you. Oh yeah. I think it was just they were rookies, and so some of them had never actually like played basketball before, and so I was like it was kind of like trying to teach them basic fundamentals of like the rules of the game. Like you can travel, you can take 2 steps, and then also like trying to make sure that we had within that 2 weeks a successful offense that we could actually run for my, I would say, more experienced players. And so my higher level players, so was like, oh my goodness, like are we really like? And so finally it's just like, forget it, we're gonna draw it up on the whiteboard. I'll record it with my phone, upload it to YouTube, and I'll send it out to all you guys, and you're responsible, just know it by yourself. And if you have any questions, ask me after practice. Yo, what up, VTalk X? Good to see you, man. Point guard goes for a 3 no matter what, and the other goes rebound. Throw the ball in the general direction of the basket. Your face was like, did he just say that to me? Yeah, like I was like, what? I'm not listening? Like what? Like I'm clearly reading everybody's comments. All right, cool. Definitely a good little talk right there, man. I literally appreciate basketball so much, and I like, my hope is, how's it going? It's going well, man. How are you doing, VTalk? VTalk X. I think it's like VTalks, right? I bet you that's how you say it. It's going well, dude. Get the big whiteboard and put it on the side so during practice they can look over and see. Yo, it's funny. I would actually bring a huge whiteboard to practice. I would, although on the whiteboard though, because like I'm a firm believer. Like, I don't think that any player should be surprised by what's going on, what will happen at practice. And so, yo, what up the greatest 53? What up? And let me say that name again. What up the greatest 5,316? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you too, man. Thanks for jumping on and saying hi. What's good? So, what I was saying is that I would write down like everything that we were going to do at practice, and we would basically go in a line. So that way, like they could look at it, because like I didn't want them to be confused. Like if we were going to do conditioning that day, I didn't want that to be a question. And so I wanted for my guys to not have that anxiety of being like, oh my goodness, like are we going to condition today? Like what are we going to do? Like I don't know, like what's coach got planned next? It was like, here it is on the whiteboard, everybody knows. And so for me, basically, like it's just like orchestrating what's on the whiteboard and holding them accountable to make that happen. And really, it actually made it like 100 times easier on them, because there was no anxiety. And I know for me, like when I was playing in high school lacrosse, like I had so much anxiety. About whether we would do conditioning that day or not. And that's literally all I could think about. Like I couldn't even think about what the coach was saying as far as like our offense or defense that we were running. Like my mind was literally like, are we going to be running a lot today? And if we are, like, how can I get out of this? You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of like, all right, here's what we're going to do. Here's everything. And it was pretty much a repeat almost every single day with a few variations. Like some days we would go over more defensive stuff. Other days we go more on offense. And some days we would work on our press. Like it was kind of like sporadic, but I tried to make, like literally I tried to just put in a system and make every single day of the week similar. So like we only practiced, I think like 3 days a week. Because it was like it's like a Christian league, so we didn't practice as much as like public schools do here, because we weren't playing in their league. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to require everybody to practice 5 days a week. Like that's way too much for a lot of these kids to commit to. So we did only 3 days a week, and every single practice, like so, like if we had Tuesday practice, it would be almost exactly the same as it was the Tuesday before and the Tuesday before. So it was like, it wasn't a question. It was like, let's just make you guys into robots, and that way when you get to a game and the situation presents itself, like you can just be robots again, and you can make the same decisions over and over again. You don't have to question whether that was a good decision or a bad decision. Like you've already been programmed to make that decision basically. So I remember we had issues beating a 2-3-1, or not a 2-3-1, my bad, a 2-3 zone, because we just moved the ball fast enough. And so I remember like I would be hounding those guys. I was like, if you hold the ball longer than like a second, like I was like, you catch and pass. Like I don't care. You gotta know where the ball's going before. Like it's either catch, pass, shoot, or drive. Like, or I mean, pass, shoot, or drive. Like you got to make that decision. And I was like, and we're playing against the zone, so it's probably not going to be a drive. It's probably going to be a pass, and or a shot. And they were like, okay. So like I would just be hounding them, and if one of them caught the ball and like, you could see it, like you could see that they caught the ball and didn't know what to do. Like, you know, that you like at the chat chick and like, I was like, all right, go do push-ups until it's your turn to hop back in. But they learned like towards the end of it, like zone was so easy for us to beat. Like eventually a lot of teams had to switch to man, which was what we were kind of game planning for at the beginning of the season. And I didn't expect to see a whole lot of zone, and that's pretty much all we've seen up until the end of the season, where we started to see more man because people had to run man against us because the zone was getting really easy for us to beat. Dang, I have a son. Dang son, I have a football game tomorrow. Yo, that's the realest, man. Hashtag Friday Night Lights. Best of luck, man. What position do you play? We ran suicides if we messed up. That's the way to do it. I didn't really, like, I wouldn't really punish them for, I never punished someone for making a bad decision on the court during practice. But if they were like lollygagging or whatever, or I mean, by about 3 weeks in, like, you get to know your players and you know who's going to dog it and not. So like I just started if they were like dogging it, then I would be like, boom, like go run. Like I'm not even going to talk to you. I just go run. And they would be like, how? And I said, keep on running till I feel like you're it's time for you to stop. And what, coach? But those were the guys he probably needed to run anyways. Nah, I never ran someone until they vomited no. Because, well, actually, I would say that somebody came close. I think that somebody the first day of practice definitely did throw up. But that was it. And he had asthma, so I think it was kind of like a mixture of having asthma and that kind of thing. Yo, what up, Aiden? I'll get to your question here in just a second. Let me just catch up with the rest of these guys. We had to go to this camp called Huggins, and it's a 5-day thing, and you play basketball 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and you have a record like wins and losses, but the top 2 would play under the lights games at the end. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, for lacrosse, we had like our school would go and do like a camp like that. Like it was like 4 days of just like strictly lacrosse. We would go to a camp, and it was only our team. It was so cool, and like our best players, like our elite 4, I would say, from our team, like literally that's all we did the entire time was eat, sleep, and drink lacrosse. So yeah. Did you run suicides until I got that already? And then I'm interested. I'm 15. I'm interested in investing in a Roth IRA. What should I invest in? So I don't know how old you have to be to open up a Roth IRA, because I'll have to check. Limit on Roth. Let me check that real quick. If someone else knows in the stream, if you guys could post, when can you open one? I guess it would be the better question. I see that 70 and a half. Old do you have to be to open a Roth? There we go. IRA account. If your child is a minor, many banks, brokers, mutual funds let you set up a custodial account, Guardian IRA. So yeah, 18 and have income. That's what I thought. Yeah. So it looks like your parents could set you up with like a Guardian IRA, or a custodial account. A custodial account is basically an account where they or you could put money into, and at 18 that money is basically yours to do whatever you kind of want with it. If it was an IRA though, it would have to be like there would come some penalties if you decide to pull that money out. As far as what you should invest in, ooh, that's a tough one. Like personally for me, like I have a son who's 4, and we haven't opened up a custodial account for him, but when we do, it kind of depends on who we go through. But there's a few, like for instance, like there's a company called Stash that has this ETF called the long-term mix. I think it's like AOA is the ticker for it. But it's called on Stash. It's called the long-term mix. Basically, it's 80% equities, 20% bonds, and basically from like my thought behind like putting the money that we would have him invest, or that we would have invested for him, is that like great, like at like maybe like 10, 11, 12, like we'll start letting him do his own thing with investments, but like that's a pretty like solid investment, I think, for him for the next like 13, 14 years. So that's kind of the way that I would look at it. I can't sit here and like recommend like go buy this, go buy that. As far as investments, like that would be something that you would have to do your own research for. But I think like index funds are typically good for exposure, having some level of bond exposure, because you're quite a bit younger. You might not have to be as exposed to bonds. It kind of depends on how much risk you want to take on that account. So how much fluctuation, how much volatility you can handle. I would say you want to make it to where like you're not trying to panic sell every single time that there's a correction. Like for instance, yesterday on one of my accounts, it dropped 1.6%, and I know one of my subscribers, it dropped one of his accounts dropped 4%, and it seemed like he handled it pretty well. Like he got a little bit emotional, but like he seemed like he handled it pretty well. For me, I would say about 2%, I think, is like my cutoff right there. Like if it dropped below 2%, like I would be like, oh my gosh, like blood in the streets, like call 911, like we out of here. So that's all I'm saying with that. Yo, what up? If you're jumping in from Mixer, I appreciate that. Thanks for watching. So that's kind of my thoughts right there. Aiden, I hope that explains it a little bit more. Thrills, our team got there and everyone got sub poisoning because you're playing in 90 degrees playing basketball, no shade. Yeah, that's the best. I play center. Dude, my name's Keith as well, and I'm captain of the wrestling team at my school. I almost skipped this football season, but the wrestling coach convinced me that this sport would help. Yo, for real, man, I can tell you, like, hands down, I can tell you the most attractive thing to a coach is a athlete that plays 2 sports or 3 sports. Like, I would say, like, if wrestling is your thing, like, that's great. Like, do that on the off season. But I think it's important to be a 2-sport athlete at least. I think that, like, as for me being a coach, like, I like to see my athletes at least play 2 sports, and I even try to encourage them to play 3. I understand that's a lot harder to play 3. And then over the summer, that's when you focus on your craft, on your favorite sport, whatever it may be. So the other sports, the other two sports, I would try to pick sports that will complement that. Football is very athletically inclined, and also you have to do a lot of weightlifting and that kind of stuff, especially if you're playing center. So that's kind of my approach, is like, hey, I would rather have a 2-sport athlete that might be mediocre at both sports than a phenomenal football player that has never touched a basketball in their life coming over to coach. Like, I would rather have someone who's mediocre playing both, because I think that they translate, regardless of what sport. At least even if the sports never translate. For instance, if you're playing badminton and, like, I don't know, wrestling, I would say that those probably don't translate all that well, right? That at least you get that camaraderie and the team atmosphere, and so you're playing with other athletes, and so you have to learn how to get along with those athletes as well as getting along with the athletes on your, like, favorite sport. So I think that adds value to the team to begin with. It adds personality that you would have had over there, and it brings it to the rest of the team and says, well, over here we had to put up with this, so if this happens on this team, I've already had that experience, and I know how to put up with it, and I know how to approach it the right way, because I've already had to deal with it. Whether I dealt with it the wrong way or the right way, I can already deal with it, right? So that's just my approach. I hope you win, man. That would be awesome. You'll have to come back to the stream. I'll be on tomorrow night for, like, forever. So if you come back tomorrow night or on Saturday, let me know if you win, or just you could tweet me or something like that. That would be cool. I hope that you do. 18 and have income, yes, but we had a dorm with your school freshman, senior, and we would get these beds that were plastic. Yeah. I know those beds, man. I know those the summer camp bands. How do you donate cash to you, bro? You can donate through, if you want, you can use the super chat. That's probably the easiest way to go about it. Or you can use, there's links in the description. Probably the second best way would be either through Streamlabs. There's a link to Streamlabs, or there's a link to a link to PayPal. You can do whichever you prefer. If you do like a super chat, it's probably the easiest way, which is like there's like a, if you look, I don't know if you're on desktop, but on desktop there's like a little money sign down in the live chat. If you just click that, you kind of walk you through it. It's pretty simple. And if you go through like Streamlabs, it's all pretty simple. You just got to find the links. You know what I'm saying? If you want, I can post like the links to Streamlabs, or if you want to just use super chat, by all means, do your thing. I feel like I skipped like a lot of them. Let's see. We stuck up to the bed. Yes, I hate playing football. I was running back and would have to be hit by the biggest guy for practice, so I quit. Yeah, I don't think like basketball, football might not be like the best idea. I would, for me personally, like I would urge like my players, if I had the opportunity, I would probably urge them to do like cross country or something like that. That helps build up their lungs, because I don't think basketball, especially like for point guards and that kind of thing, like maybe if it was a center, like I would urge them probably to play football, because they need to get like I like, to be honest, big guys have a problem with getting hit. The point guards, shooting guards, I don't think they have a problem with, like they're feisty. So I think like wind comes more into play, and I would say like go run like cross country and do track and field outside of basketball, because you want to build up your legs and stamina and quickness and maybe not so much the like strength aspect and being able to take a hit and beaten and bruised and all that kind of stuff. So just some ideas there. If you're looking for a second sport, probably a good thing, avoid CTE. I don't like that because you need time for yourself and cause stress. Badminton is hardcore, 100%. You already know. How do I donate? Took care of that. Shuttles can be the fastest object to hit in sports. It was my favorite sport in PE. Yo, I love badminton. I remember playing badminton in PE, man. That was so fun. They've got a $500 gift card. Who does? Oh, you're talking about Acorns? Are you talking about, Jonathan, are you talking about donating through Acorns on the Acorns app or the Acorns website? If you do that, then I think you just need my email. Let me check real quick. Gift card. Yeah, I think that you probably would just already have a gift card. Customize your gift card. Delivery options. You could just do an email. My email is also in the description if you would like. And my full name is Keith Bridgeforth. If you like to do that. If you want to do self-delivery, then I guess you would need to meet me in person, and I don't know if that would be possible because I don't know where you live. Or you could do like a text message, which I would have to then message you my phone number or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Email would probably be the best option if you're trying to go through like an Acorns. But it looks like they only got $25 gift card, so I don't know. Thanks for the advice a little bit ago. For sure, 100% Aiden. I hope that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? So I have no idea how everybody is able to play basketball when I had to play for like a PE class. I was dying constantly on the court. Yes, that's why I said, man, agility and stamina is one of those things that basketball players absolutely need, because subbing on and off the court, that was the thing about lacrosse that I liked more, is that like it was substituting like hockey, so it was on the fly, where basketball, like the ball has to go out of bounds and then you can make the sub. So potentially someone could get locked on the court for a little bit unless you call timeout to make a sub, and then you're potentially wasting a timeout that you could use later on in the game. So I think like that's why we focused on agility and stamina hardcore with our season for sure. Vizzle got a $500 gift card. 300 miles per hour for badminton. Cross country sounds like torture. Yeah, it is kind of like torture. But people like run with a smile for some reasons. So I don't know what it is, man. I don't know why people do that. Yo, Mexicurvo, thanks for the follow over on Mixer. I appreciate that, my man. I guess I missed it a few minutes ago, but thanks, dude. I appreciate that. If you're commenting on Mixer and I haven't been able to see it, I've been having issues with my Mixer chats going up, because obviously, as you can tell, like I'm streaming on 3 different platforms right now. Actually 4, to be honest. I'm also streaming on Periscope, but that's kind of like, you know, if someone stumbles upon it, then they see it. Let me reopen the chat real quick, and that should help out repopulate kind of. That's what I had to do earlier. So we'll see if that works a little bit better. But you like that notification, huh? I know you did, man. The sub button on Mixer, or the follow button on Mixer, and the sub button on YouTube. I'll do kind of funky things, man. It's pretty cool stuff. How about we go ahead and jump into the Coach Keith. Wow, totally stumbled over my words. Coach Keith part of the stream, or Keith condensed part of the stream, where we're going to talk about. I have no idea how anybody. Yeah, okay, got that question. And all right, that cool. Snap going in trash pie. Nah, not Snap. It's actually Baozun. They're a Asian, Chinese-based company. I guess similar to like Alibaba, but not exactly. And they dropped below a 90% analyst rating. They're like at an 85% right now. Just recently, like I checked like a few days ago. So at the end of the month, if they're still below that, that's where they'll get tossed. I'll just go ahead and take them from over here. Zoop, boop, trash pie. And then we'll start mixing it. You know what I'm saying? Cool, cool. Well, let's go ahead and get into this part. Let me get the actual this thing pulled up. Really cool stuff I actually found out today. I don't know, something else that I'll probably cover on a season video is this thing called DivCon, and you guys will get a little bit better understanding about what that is by me talking about Starbucks. But then I think like maybe in like next episode I'll talk about what the heck is DivCon and why it's so important. I just got to figure out what they use to like make their ratings of 1 through 5. Anyways, here we go, because we've already been in the stream for 50 minutes and I haven't even done a dang thing. Which is terrible. You don't buy, hold ratings. You don't count, hold ratings, just buy. Yeah, so I think that let me look. Yeah, I think it's just a buy rating, maybe. I'll look on Robinhood real quick to see what the actual ratings are, because I just know that it says like 90% analyst rating. I figured like what the heck, like I'll run with it for like a year, and then after a year, like if it doesn't work out the way that if it doesn't work out like decent, then I'll probably just change to like a target fund. And just honestly, what I'll probably do is if it doesn't work out, I'll probably just go like same portfolio that you have. Dude, your stream setup Dude, your stream setup and abilities has exploded. Great job, Keith. Keep dishing out your wisdom. Yo, thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that, man. I'll just keep on bringing it, man. I try to bring it every day, man. But it gets a little bit much sometimes. But especially since I've been running the double stream. Yo, August has been one heck of a busy month for me. We've been grinding here, making bike racks. It's been one of those crazy years. But Ryan, I need to talk to you about those. I guess it's just a good time to talk about it right now. I need to talk to you about the shelf holders. So I was thinking, for me to make them, I could do it. The only thing is that for me, it's going to take a heck of a lot of time to do a design for that, and then I have to mill it out on my CNC machine. I think I was looking at like Pinterest and that kind of thing. There's some other ones out there. My business could go ahead and purchase those and then have them sent over to you. So actually, I'll just go ahead and transition over. I'll pull up kind of what I was looking at and show you. And if it works for you, then like that's perfect for me. Like it's no harm. You know what I mean? I would rather do that than like, because my second option was so the company the original post that you posted on Facebook, they use a CNC machine also. So I was going to try to email them and yeah, Corbels. Yeah, correct. I was going to email them and see if they could just send me over the exact plans that they use for that. And that way I could mill it myself. The only thing is though that they might be like, well, this guy's trying to steal the plans, like that kind of thing. So I was kind of like, well, I know that if someone emailed me that, like I would probably tell them no, like you can't have my draft plans, like you got to go do it yourself. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But these kind of look a little bit similar, and I'll pull them up on. I'll go ahead and switch over to my desktop real quick while we got everything on here. Yo, all right, come on, big screen, come on. When we're done watching gestures. There we go. So there's this kind of style right here. If that was something that you would like, don't worry about the price. It doesn't really matter. I can click it to enlarge it. It's kind of the same, similar design, but a little bit, I would say, not as as intricate. But like that kind of has that same kind of style. And I know that you had been talking about corner pieces, like, and I was kind of confused on like if you wanted something that like is for like a shelf that goes in the corner. And I was like, well, that would be weird if you had like two of them coming out from the walls like that. Like that would look a little bit weird. But and if all you need is the core bells, like if these ones work for you, by all means, like we could go ahead and get those shipped out tomorrow. They're 8.5 inch. And then also I was looking at some other ones. There's this guy that does it on Etsy. And there's also a few other cool ones. Like I was looking at like these ones right here, which I think might be also even cool. Like we're going to make these people pay by all means. These ones right here, those ones are kind of expensive, but doing a little online shopping on the stream. These ones are pretty cool too. So anyways, back to where we were. Okay, there's these ones. We clicked on those, but we didn't want those. We went to here. Okay, cool. Gear shelf. There's these ones right here. And those ones look pretty cool. It looks like that's for a 2 pair. So that's kind of what it would look like. And I don't know how many you need, but that would be kind of cool. Also, I was thinking to have them in the corner of the ceiling. Well, I guess you would know if that would work. So I guess all you need is the core bell, right? You don't need like any kind of like special design. It's just basically the L bracket would be, but with the kind of like, I guess, gearing, because you got the steampunk room going on in your classroom for sure. So I guess that like kind of idea. There was these ones right here. Oh, Etsy.com. Perfect. That's where I wanted to go. Let's see how much they're charging for these ones. Oh, great. They probably don't have them anymore. I did like so much looking for different designs, and I even went to the website of the person that has. Yeah, they don't offer these anymore. I probably could reach out to them and see if they could do it. But these ones look pretty cool. They're bright silver though, in all 4 corners of the room. Okay, so you would need 4 then, correct? All right, so that's a no option right there. There's that one. That kind of looks lame. There's that one that is similar to like everybody else's. I think that just kind of has the steampunk like look to it, more or less. Right, 4. Okay. Whoa, this guy. What is that? That's like a saw blade on there. I don't know about that. Somebody could really get seriously hurt. This person's got tons of steampunk idea, more like bicycle kind of stuff, but there's that one again. You would be surprised. I like literally searched like steampunk ideas, and that was like I couldn't find anything that like moderately matched. So I guess as far as like would it work with these ones right here, or would you be interested in maybe I guess like these ones are pretty shiny, so you might have like over time I'm sure that they would dull out, but it looks like they're like super shiny right now also. These ones are kind of cool. Those ones are super rusty. That one's also pretty cool. That like chain kind of thing. What works best for you, man? Let me know. Shiny, yeah, that's what I said, man. I mean, you could just like probably put like some vinegar on it or something like that, and would definitely rust it. So that's also another option as well. Yeah, those are like super shiny. I know, I was like, for sure someone else has to have like gears that would work. So we could probably even do something like this. Those are, tell us the size and finish. Those are kind of expensive as far as like just having a bike chain welded together. I like the rusted copper brass look on those gears. I could rub a bronzer on the silver ones. For sure, yeah. If those are the ones that work, we could make it happen. He is out of Oklahoma. Cool. Great seller. They're perfect for my man cave. Yo, the man cave. The man cave. We've been so busy making all these bike racks that like literally I have, like, when I said that I could help, like I was like, oh yeah, that would be perfect. And then like literally I was like, Christmas season's coming up and we've only got one bike rack design like out and one type of wood. Like we got to get at least 10. I wanted like 7 done. So I was like, we've been literally like the last like 8 days, like literally pushing out as many as we can. And then on top of the orders that have been coming in. So it's been exhausting, but it's good, you know? Yeah, and these ones are just black. So I couldn't find any copper ones or anything like that. It's just literally black. So those are pretty cool looking, the bike gear ones. Yeah, they are. I mean, I could reach out to them and see if they could do something. There was another cool one that I seen that these people offered. I'll show you real quick. I went to their website and it might actually work even better than what I don't know what their pricing is, but like look at how cool that is right there. Yeah, like when I went to their website I was like, oh yeah, oh right here it is. This design right here. Okay. Right here? Okay. I don't know if you can see that. But it's kind of like got that kind of look to it. It looks like it's all more woodish. And I think that they have those on their website. I could see how much they typically go for. Have to get final approval from the wifey. But she'll probably be like, well, just make it yourself. I'm like, I don't have the time to right now. But for sure. Let me, where was that? This one? Oh yeah, I copied and pasted their website. There we go. Concept Woodworks. These ones right here. They're located in the Montana area. I've got like 30 tabs open. Okay, here we go. So looks like they got a 19-inch or a 9-inch, and I think the 9-inch would probably be perfect. See us on Etsy to purchase it. You can follow the link from our home button. Wow, that's intuitive. All right, where's your Etsy page? Right here. Here we go. All right, so it looks like they're only selling propellers right now. Is that what I'm seeing? Read more. Every item we make is made to custom order. We are running at 1 to 2 weeks lead on all orders. Corbell signs, home decor, inspired by the past. Yeah, so it looks like they don't sell those anymore, or I would have to email them, reach out to them for custom order. I just ordered a new laptop with a solid state drive. Yo, Gringos, awesome, cool. Yeah, I'll send some more over on Facebook, and let me get back. I like the rusted copper brass look. Bronzer, okay. Those pretty cool. Those are pretty cool looking, the bike gear ones. Okay. I mean, I'll reach out to him and see if. Oh my goodness, that's totally how it works, right? I forgot what I said when I said that, but yeah. Accumulated damage, bumps and drops. Well, with the hard drive, I sawed the boat in half. I just ordered a new laptop. Gonna beat Coach up in ROM. Dang. Hard drive just fail over time. I deal with hundreds of them in data centers. 90% of the drives on our raids 6 have failed over 8 years. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I saw that. I think it's just what was popular for them to make airplane propellers. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll like I said, we'll lock down, I guess, either this gear or the bike gears. It looks like I got to reach out to them to do a custom request or something, and see how much, or I'll check to see if I could maybe do something similar. Because like the only thing is like for me to draw that up, it's going to be a lot of, it's probably going to be like six hours worth of work, because when I was looking at the original picture, there's the actual, like, so there's the two boards that make the L or whatever, and then there's the gear on the inside. That gear on the inside I don't think is mounted at all, so that gear would have to be, I would have to make that myself. And then the two gears that go on the edges, I would have to cut those, glue those on, and then cut out the piece that also holds it together. And it looks like it's going to be like, to do that, and then like to get it all stained up and that kind of thing, to get it painted correctly, or to get it painted even like mildly correct. I'm thinking like that's like a week's worth of work. So hopefully I can find something that's cheaper before we have to like move forward with making it ourselves here. But yeah, so I'll reach out to them and see what they could do with 4, and see what kind of discount they could give, and maybe they could actually, I have a question. If they were to donate them to your classroom, could they, I think that it's a public school, right? Classroom that it's for. Could it be like a tax write-off? Because they might be interested in that. Businesses are always looking for that, you know what I mean? So that might be also another viable option for either one of them. These ones look a lot easier. This literally looks like it's an L bracket that they just bought at Home Depot, and then put like this cool looking gear on there, from like a transmission or something like that, and just welded it together. That's exactly what that looks like to me. And it looks like even in this picture that it's even darker, and not as bright. So actually those look pretty shiny. So maybe I could even ask them like, hey, could you not polish this and leave it unfinished? Or if they, I don't know how they go about sandblasting them, but yeah, geez, there's a lot of time involved. Yeah, exactly. Like when I looked at it originally, I was like, oh yeah, that'll be easy. Just cut out some gears and like it'll be cool. It's 501c3 total tax deduction. Okay, cool. I'll make sure to let them know that also. And so maybe if they can do a discount or some, we can make it happen. But I'll reach out to both those people tomorrow and see what we can do. And if not, then I might just have to. I'll also email the other company that did those original ones and see if they could send me over the plans to make that happen. Or if they could cut out the boards for me and send them to me or something like that. I don't know. There's tons of other options, and I feel like people are more than willing to help make stuff happen, especially for classrooms and that kind of thing. So it's just I guess a matter of time before the right person says yes. So I'll reach out to those 3 people in the morning, and hopefully we get feedback before the weekend's up, or definitely by like Monday, Tuesday, and then we can move forward with the decision there. All right, cool. Usually when I fall asleep, I kick it off. My laptop always falls. Yo, that's because you can't be. You gotta put your laptop on your desk, man, or on the nightstand. You can't be sleeping with it on your bed. Well, with the hard disk, you have to hit it right while it's writing, and it scratches the crap out of it. Yes, right. Especially if they're not making them anymore. Yeah. So I'm almost positive that they or it might even be possible for me just to buy the plans from them, and if I could get that for even cheap, then I could make them in-house. So it's just a matter of the plans, and for me to draw up the plans, I think that the amount of time involved is not worth it. Like, we could probably find something for cheaper, but if I can get the plans for free or cheap, then definitely we'll make it happen. So I'll reach out to them and we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, we're gonna go ahead and now officially jump in. Thanks for catching me, Ryan. I've seen you've been trying to reach me on a whole bunch of different platforms, man. Like our pastor hit me up 2 days ago, and it was like, hey man, you've been reading that book that I gave to you, and I was like, yeah, I've been reading it, but like I got to him today, and so I feel bad. Like literally I feel like I've literally like 3 days behind with getting back to anybody. So it's been happening. So yeah, JCPenney is getting close to be dislisted unless they reverse split. Ooh, get them. That's because their CEO is leaving. Can you stream badminton, coach? Yo, what about Wii tennis? Why don't we just stream Wii tennis in the morning? Exercise. Or we could do these right here. But these are more like, looks like mountain bike racks. I guess what we'll do is we'll just move forward. I'll move forward with the other plans first, and then if that's a no, then we'll go look at other options as well. So I think that's probably the best bet. But those look pretty cool also, especially if they weren't red, if they could get them like a bronze or something like that, and then do like different colors on each gear, that will be perf. But yeah, all right, cool. Everything is good. Boom. Starbucks. All right, cool. Awesome. A little busy adult life. Exactly. Gotta keep everybody happy. Anyways, all right, let's go ahead and jump into it for sure. Let me go ahead and start recording, and just want to make sure that everything is good still. I want to make sure that we haven't got anybody to comment on Mixer, that I've been missing people. Okay, nope, nobody's commented on Mixer. That's perfect. All right. Anyways, here we go. Those would be sweet. Not, yeah, not in red. That's what would be completely out of place in red in your room. Alrighty, here we go. So we're gonna be doing 2 videos tonight. We're gonna be doing the season video and also the Keith Condensed. So you guys, the regulars know the drill. Yeah, for sure. Yep, you're welcome, man. Have fun. Enjoy your Friday tomorrow, and then enjoy the rest of your weekend. And hopefully we have answers by like Monday, Tuesday. Here we go. Night. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream, or if you're watching this at a later date, possibly new, this will be known as Keith Condensed. Basically, it's a little like snippet of the live stream. So if you're interested in what I was talking about, feel free to join me on the live stream. I talk mostly investments at night. Sometimes, like today, we were just bantering literally about basketball and football and sports for like the last hour. So sometimes it's that kind of stuff, and sometimes it gets more investments right off the bat. So it's kind of whatever happens in the stream, we just roll with it. And I do have some things that are planned, but other than that, some stuff just kind of happens unplanned. So anyways, today what I've been doing in the month of August is actually just doing a whole bunch of article reviews. And so today I wanted to review an article about Starbucks. This comes recently with me bringing back my Starbucks mug. By the way, if you pick one of these up, it'll probably help Starbucks stock go up because you're buying product from them, and that would be really helpful to a few of my friends. For me, though, I don't personally own any Starbucks, so I guess it just makes me look good if you walk into the store and say, hey, Coach told us to buy this. But I don't know why I keep on bringing that up on the stream. Anyway, so today I wanted to get into an article written on Barron.com by David Marino, and I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name, Nashi-san? I don't know. Anyways, he says, Starbucks, here's what it offers income-focused investors. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the article here. Basically, what he was getting at in this article was that as far as an income investor goes, like Starbucks has basically said that they want to increase or give back to their shareholders about $15 billion, whether that be in buybacks or dividends through the fiscal 2020. So they got another 2 years, and basically they're committed to giving back $15 billion. That's like incredible for anybody that's a shareholder and Starbucks. And basically he was also getting at is that they're right now they pay a dividend about 2.8%, which they seem to be increasing every single year. While their stock did slip like 7% this year, thanks Green Ghost for letting me know, and being also a shareholder. Yo, what up, Ethan Gaming Man? Hello, how are you? I'm doing well, man. It's been popping off in the stream tonight for sure. But this article is talking about how going into the future, there's a website called DivCon, and they give it a great system, and they actually rated it a 5 out of 5 as being likely into the future to raise their dividends going forward. And so as a income focused investor, where you're solely focused in on not growth stocks, not dividend stocks, or I would say more dividend stocks, where you're focused in on bringing income by means of holding a company, holding equity in a company. Basically using the DevCon grade, they're saying this is a good company to be holding if you're looking solely for generating income on stocks. If you're like, hey, you know what, I don't want to do bonds, they're too risky, and maybe I could get some growth from Starbucks, but definitely as far as income goes, they plan on continuing to build their dividend and increase it every single year. So might be a good idea for that reason. So if you were holding Starbucks originally for the growth, and now you're realizing maybe Starbucks isn't going to grow. By the way, I think that they're supposed to be we're working on a partnership with Alibaba, which I kind of talked about in one of the last live stream, and the Coach condensed video will be released here shortly. But I think that they don't have much growth more here in the United States, or definitely in the developed Western world. But I think that if they are able to infiltrate the Chinese market and also other markets that have been kind of, I guess, exclusive and not let anybody in for the longest time, and now have kind of started to expose themselves to a little bit of what capitalism allows, I think that for them there could be a little bit more growth. But I think that as far as dividends go and them increasing it, it might be an idea for you to shift from that growth idea of Starbucks into that hey, you know what, this could bring income into my account, giving me either the ability to reinvest those back into Starbucks, or taking that and buying other stocks that could potentially grow. Whoa, that was crazy, we're about to tie my hands up in a knot. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. For me personally, Starbucks is not a company I hold, but I know that a few of my viewers definitely hold Starbucks, and so I kind of wanted to just bring this out here and add some value that, hey, you know what, maybe Starbucks might not be a good growth stock into the future, but as far as income focused, that might be a better shift to go from that growth style stock to that income style stock, and looking at how that can help grow your portfolio by means of adding other growth stocks, or adding more into that Starbucks portfolio That way you can increase those dividends and start compounding it like that. Anyways, I would love to know your thoughts. Do you think that this would be something that you would be interested in as far as like an income stock, or do you think that Starbucks is not a good position hands down and that it's not something you're looking at buying? I would love to know your thoughts. I would also, I guess more importantly, like to know, do you think Starbucks still has growth? And if so, where do you see Starbucks' growth coming from? Because honestly, I don't see it personally. But anyways, like I always say, I guess that's not what I always say. But anyways, it's your boy. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Oh, totally screwed that. Totally screwed that up too. But anyways, it's your boy. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Peace out. All right, guys. That was pretty fun. What do you guys think? Love to know your thoughts in the stream specifically. I feel like that wasn't that long of an article. I literally clicked on the article and expected it to be a lot longer than it was, and it wasn't long at all. But for these guys that want to know, like DevCon grade, like look at how cool this is. So you go to their website, right? And then right here, it lists every single, so it gives you DevCon ratings and other dividend information for all dividend payers among the 1,200 largest U.S. companies. DevCon ratings as of June 2009, 2018. The data is updated quarterly and can be exported to CSV. So check this out. So like current 5, quarter 1, 555. That's Nvidia Corporation, right? So that's basically saying that the DevCon grade 5 most likely to increase their dividends in the next 12 months. DevCon 4 likely to increase their dividends in the next 12 months, may or may not increase or cut their dividends. DevCon 2 likely to decrease or cut their dividends. DevCon 1 is likely to cut, and then you got the S&P 500 and all. So as far as like Starbucks goes, they pretty much got a 5 across the board, right? And they've got a DevCon score of 68, which I don't really understand the actual like score. I get the rating, but I'll have to like go look at the methodology and that kind of stuff. And it looks like they do offer some ETFs as well, so I'm interested to look at those. This is something that I'm going to save for another season video, so I can do a little bit more research in and kind of bring that to you guys, the viewers. So that's definitely something that I'm looking at doing. If this would be something you guys are interested, just go ahead and throw up like a thumbs up in the chat or something like that. I would appreciate that for sure. And then from there, let's go ahead and jump into my actual season video. If you guys would go ahead and wait just like 2 seconds, 3 seconds while I go ahead and fire up these cameras, that would be perfect. I feel like that season video was pretty short. How many KCoin you got slashed? Dividend hand, not knowledge. Let me check how long that video was. Oh, this might actually play on the stream. This could be really loud. Oh, 6 minutes. That's not too bad. It's like probably like a 4-minute video. I just felt like it was like literally like a 2-minute video, so I hope that it's not a 2-minute video. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and fire up the cameras and stuff real quick, and we'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and let me shut off this real quick. Okay, cool. Here we go. Alrighty, and I'm gonna push. Oh my gosh, I'm literally busting up this socket right here. Hang on, and let me. I gotta pull up one more thing to record the audio on this computer, real quick. Hopefully, it doesn't go like straight up Darth Vader on us all, but I don't think it should. Alrighty, cool. Last time it was like way too touchy, so hopefully I've got it kind of more perfect now. Because the last few times it seems like it's been real spotty with as far as like gain and all that kind of stuff, which has really been frustrating. Cool. All right, awesome. I'm not sure if I've touched on this before. I know that I released a video probably like, I want to say 3, 4, I want to say like maybe like 5 months ago, where I talked about, I think I talked about making an income on Stash, but this guy was asking about Acorns, so I figured we'd go ahead and jump into it, right? We can push this down to right there. There we go. Alrighty. Wow, I totally scrolled past where I wanted to be. Here we go. Wow, this is literally a long one. Whatever. It'll be good. Here we go. Yo! Alright, we're pretty close. So let me go ahead and turn down the gain just a tad. I think that that'll be better right there. Okay, cool. Yeah, for sure. That doesn't seem like I'm peaking as much. Alrighty. I mean, I can always turn it up in the chat. Wow. Why is it so like touchy? Maybe back here, right here. I don't know. I feel like I got to get one of those like pop filters or something like that, and then also get like the microphone thing. And I think we're gonna have it come in from the top. No, because then it will like literally block on my screen. So I don't know how we're gonna get that positioned up in here. Right now this works, but it seems like I'm kind of peaking it. I don't know. And then on here like I'm kind of low. So let me turn that up. Right there looks a lot better. Cool. Anyways, 3, 2, 1. And this is episode number 171. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 171 here on season number 2. And today we are getting into, can I make a living on Acorns? So these videos are meant for educational purposes only and not meant to be taken as financial advice. You are responsible for your assets and to properly protect them. So always, please, do your own research. So, I mean, personally, I'm not sure if I've already addressed this question. I know that I addressed this, probably a similar question, which was, can you make a living using only Stash? Which I'll link up in the corner right up here. But this question comes from Juan Piablo. Hopefully I say your last name right. If I didn't, my bad. Like, my apologies. Anyways, he asked, can I make good money with Acorns? I mean, like $2,000 per month or more. I'm trying to learn how to trade options, paper trading, but it's like trying to learn Chinese. I would say that you have the potential to make more money probably trading options. However, you have also a lot more risk. And I don't touch trading options. I don't understand them. And I haven't really looked into them or read any books about it. So for me, like, option trading is just not something I do. However, though, I'm sure that it's a possibility to definitely make a living or make good money using Acorns. Just like you could make good money investing in the stock market in general. So Acorns is basically an app that exposes you to investments that are in the stock market via ETFs, exchange traded funds. So or bonds as well. So it's a possibility. However, I think that the reality is that it would require a pretty large account. Which, I mean, to break down the math, you figure that $2,000 a month, you're looking at a annual return of $24,000 at least, if not more, like you were saying. The safest approach to making that income through Acorns would be to use like their conservative portfolio mix, which would be about 80% exposed into bonds and 20% exposed into equities, ETFs, REITs, that kind of thing. By exposing yourself to this conservative portfolio, you're going to have a lot less volatility because there's, like I was saying, there's more exposure into bonds. And since bonds are considered a safer investment, like that's why there's less volatility. But like trying to make an income on that conservative account is going to require a lot more than you would need for, like, say, the aggressive account, because you're not going to get as much in returns as far as like growth. However, on the opposite side, like I was just saying, there is an account called the like aggressive portfolio, which exposes you solely into like equities and REITs and does not include any bonds into that specific portfolio. And this portfolio could require a substantial amount less than the conservative account, and you'll kind of see some of the numbers that I had in mind when like running the, and you'll kind of see some of the numbers that I had in mind when I went through and like ran some more numbers to get like that $24,000 return every single year. So my thoughts with like the aggressive portfolio is that you would obviously have to include the dividends plus the growth that you had on that account. So say like you had an account that was like maybe $100,000, say it grew $24,000 that 1 year, like you would have to include that $24,000 of growth in the actual account. You couldn't just be like, well, I'm only going to use dividends and that kind of thing. So growth is something that would have to be considered as far as like a return or making good money with Acorns. So to kind of like turn our eyes to more of the nitty gritty kind of stuff. So remember that all these numbers are hypothetical, and that the market can, I guess, perform adversely to the way it has in the past, and that my assumptions basically could be false, that because the market, like I said, moving into the future could be different than the way it has been in the past like 100 years. However, let's say on average that like the aggressive portfolio does like maybe 10% year over year. That's typically what the S&P 500 does. I mean, that's on average. So it could be more, it could be less. You could have a negative year. You could have a year where you do 20%. So there is that kind of like variation as far as like growth goes with investing into equities. Basically, with like a 10% growth, a person would need about an account that's $240,000, basically allowing for you to get 10% year over year, leaving you with like $24,000 each year. However, if you go and take into consideration this thing called inflation and also taxes, then the account would need to be quite a bit bigger to account for both of those as well. I didn't personally run the numbers with inflation and then also taxes, so you figure I would figure maybe didn't run the numbers with inflation or taxes. So for that, I guess I'll have to leave it up for you to figure out what exactly that would be by doing your own research. On the conservative account, however, if you're only like accounting for distributions from the bonds in the form of like dividends, and then also the small amount of growth that you would get on an account, if you had an account at $750,000, capturing the dividends or payments from those bond funds, and as well as all the other dividends that would come from that account, would be around $17,000 per year. And then obviously the rest of the money would have to come from those growth stocks, the growth ETFs that are in that account as well, which would only make up about 20% of your account. So in essence, you might need a little bit larger account than a $750,000 account. So I guess to be more like realistic, the idea of having an account of this size probably seems like an impossibility to most people that are using Acorns. However, the idea of making those deposits and growing that account by the time that you are, say, like 50 years old or 60 years old, definitely could become a reality if the market continues to climb like it has, and you continue to invest an appropriate amount to get to that level based upon compounding and then also growth and then also the money that you've invested. But from what I've seen personally is that it typically takes a young person an entire lifetime to basically amass an account that would be $250,000, $750,000 at large, and then they would have obviously the ability to live off that However, for most people at this point in time, I don't think that that's reality, but it could potentially become reality as if the market continues to grow, and then also as those regular deposits continue to be made and the compounding starts to take effect. Anyways, I hope that that kind of explains a little bit better exactly, can you make an income, can you make a return on Acorns, and how much money would you need to have invested into Acorns. Anyways, I hope that explains how much money a person would need to, like, maybe at most make $2,000 a month on Acorns, and if not, by investing more into like a conservative portfolio in order to make that $2,000 a month. So I'll go ahead and leave right there. Like I was saying, if you got any questions, feel free to post them down below in regards to that question. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the question of the day, which is, what are you so terrible at that you've given up ever doing it again? For me, when it comes down to it, it is literally like drawing pictures. I am so bad at it, like I will never do it at all. Using a 4% rule, that would require a $6,000 account. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a large account that they're going to need to make that like income, to make that like return. You know what I mean? Anyways, what was I saying? Anyways, we'll go ahead and jump to the question of the day, which is, what are you so terribly good at? What? Dang, that was totally. Anyways, we'll go ahead and leave it right there. Let's jump to the question of the day. What are you so incredibly terrible at that you've given up ever doing it again? For me, it's drawing. Like, I literally cannot draw a dog. Like, my dog looks like a stick figure that came from like planet Mars or something like that. Like, I cannot draw with a pencil and paper to save my life. My face looks like a clown. Like, it's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And so I never have been good at it. Like, I literally, like, I remember like when I was like 10 years old or something like that, I remember getting this like comic, help draw comics and that kind of thing. And I remember trying to actually do it, and I was like, yep, I stink at this. And then at that point I realized, like, I'll doodle in class throughout high school, throughout college, but I never expect anything good to come out of this. Like, it's literally just to maybe distract myself from what the professor or teacher is saying, so that way I can pass time. And hey, my buddy that's sitting next to me, we can't play like tic-tac-toe right now because the teacher is breathing down our neck. So that's kind of where I left it as far as drawing goes. However, graphic design on the computer, I would say, is a different story. It's a lot easier for me because there is like the computer aspect, and so you can have that perfect kind of setup. So it's a little bit easier for me to draw things on the computer by using different things. Definitely, if I had to use a pen, like, I would not be good. So I just leave it right there. Anyways, like I was saying, if you got any questions regarding Stash, Acorns, Robinhood, as well as general investing, business, Etsy, coaching, and One Finance, please post those questions down below. Don't forget to subscribe right here. Check out these two videos right here and the link. And as always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Yo, that was good, man. That was good. Let me get this thing exported. Yo, that was some mad. We had some mad basketball talk up in the stream for a while. Acorns income. All right, I'm gonna go shut off these cameras real quick. Anyways, what's up, guys? I'm back. Dang, man, we already overtime. If you guys want silver to skyrocket, I could buy a put on SLV. That's like one of my holdings, man. Leaps sound better. I've only sold covered options. Buying seems to be too risky. For sure. Thanks for the retweets, guys. I don't know why I got a notification on that, but Alrighty, cool. And what was I doing? I think that was one of my positions. Let me check. Dang, HPT just paid a huge dividend. Let me see how big they paid, how much that was. 53 cents on $28. I think they pay quarterly though, so that's like $2. I would say roughly, a little bit less than like 10%. I think that they pay like a 5% dividend yield, I want to say. You're taking GE, right, Slash? Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. January 2020, $10 puts are 68 cents. Not bad. There's a bunch of open interest there too. You're talking GE, right? Yes. There is really good price for that far out. Yeah, I think SLV is part of there. Let me look. Yep, right here. Told ya. I think that this is actually like, as far as like gold stocks that I hold, this is probably the one that I haven't been doing as bad on. Yo, I've been getting crushed though with gold and silver. Look at that. Down 14% on, this is a silver, right? Yep, down 14%, man. It's crazy, man. Like, and then literally like the last like since June, dude, like we've just been in this bearish market since about Brexit. And we've just been kind of running. It looks like we've been in a downtrend, literally. Yeah, I can't believe it was $23 a share. That's just so crazy. $68 lottery ticket. True that. That's one way to look at it. Dang, man, it's already good odds for a company dying. Wait, I was trying to put in an order on this? Nah. I did actually end up picking up some REING today, which dropped. Hardcore. Like literally down to $14.06. Or we could buy JCPenney puts, LOL. The US dollar has been getting, yeah, exactly. And when it gets stronger, gold and silver go down longer. Down 15.5%, and I just bought. But like, look at my average cost per share is like $16.42. Like that's. Whenever I made my original investment, I think I made it like around, I want to say around this point right back here. Let me check. So I bought a share at $16.81. Dang, July 26th. Wow, it like this one like literally has tanked the last like this month. It's probably going to be a rough month for me on Robinhood. Oh well. Coach, I sold my Walmart stock and then it skyrocketed 10% the next day. Yeah, it happens. Like I bought one share at $18.80 on January 9th. It's a rough life, man. That's a rough life. But I think that in September I'm gonna adjust my gold percentage on my Robinhood account to not be as hardcore invested into gold. Right now I think I'm at 15% set on that, and I think that I'm probably gonna drop it down to 5%. That's what I'm getting a good feeling about 5% exposed right now. So I don't know why it's like peaking right now. Wow, that's kind of weird that it's doing that. Okay. I think that what I need to do is get this thing to where it like literally is like in front of my mouth. I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, man, why'd you sell? Why would you do that? Let me check. It is right now 15% of my account. So probably what I'll end up doing is dropping that and raising this one. I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm going to drop my swing trading down to like 20% and then start swing trading again too. It is a bit scary to think of the US dollar getting stronger and the effects of the rest of the world. Just look at what it's doing to gold and silver. Other currencies are suffering in comparison too. Yo, last night I was looking at the Venezuelan Bolvaria, I think is what it is, or the Bolvar. I don't know what it's called, but literally inflation rate down in Venezuela is supposed to hit 1,000,000% this year. Are you kidding me? That's so crazy. Here's what I've been doing, like flirting around with percentages. Obviously gold and silver. I want REITs to be around like 10%. Right now it's at 5. I'll probably drop that down to 10, leaving me with a little bit more. I think I'm gonna turn up bonds this to like at least 10% exposure. Might put some miners out. Yeah, dude. So check out this. You guys got to look at this. I got to pull up Robinhood one more time. I got to show you guys this. Yeah, exactly. Like the paper itself probably is more expensive to make than the actual currency. We'll go ahead and check out this one last stock, and then we'll. This is one stock that I don't like to talk about because, you know, everybody wants to see your winners. Nobody wants to see the losers. I'm down 56% on this gold stock, right? Almost 57%. That means like I'll probably never break positive on this, but it's like, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? So this is the 1 year. It was at 68% or 68 cents, right? Look at the 5 year. 102, 2016. That's when I started buying that around this point right here. That was the Brexit. And then it's been doing this thing pretty much the entire time. Like, so I think what I'm going to do is maybe, hopefully I can get a better dollar cost average. Right now it's literally so hard to. I've got 126 shares. Like, I've literally been trying my best, but look at where it came from. $4, man. 2013. I mean, I guess I should have looked at it before. I was so nearsighted on this that I was like, oh yeah, like it's trading higher and highs and whatever. But yeah, nope. I should have looked back in the past and been like, well, it has the potential to get back down to 22 cents. So apparently it is whatever now. You foamed in. Yes. That's why, like, my average volume, yeah, 214,000, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of like, I'll just keep on like holding probably, and we'll see where it goes. I know that it will probably bounce back if we have some hiccups, but I think that for me, like right now, is just more importantly to turn down the percentage of my gold and silver investments, my precious metals, lower, and start looking at other things that will get growth and not just kind of stay stable, more or less. And something that pays dividend also, like I realize like gold and silver, like just better go better just to go down with the ship. Or to the moon. Exactly. At this point, like, it's like, meh. Like, yeah, like, I've already invested $100 into here. and I've lost 60 of it. So it's kind of like, whatever. Like, we'll just. I only got $46 more to lose, right? Anyways, guys, I'm getting tired. I gotta be up at like 4 in the morning to start streaming with gestures again. Apparently, I'm gonna do that. So tomorrow will be a double stream. So that should be fun. But anyways, guys, we're gonna go ahead and leave right there. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks for chilling and hanging out with me. Thanks for talking sports and that kind of thing. And then hopefully you guys enjoyed the Starbucks condensed, and then also the Acorns kind of overview. I want to get into that DivCon, like that whole website. I think that would be something cool to like do, like maybe like 2 or 3 videos on specifically, like maybe looking at like what is the DevCon rating, how do they do it, and then like looking at the different ETFs that they offer, all that kind of stuff. Yo, we're still live. Yo, we've been live for so long tonight, man. We were talking basketball and sports for literally an hour, but when we got into anything investments. Yeah, so we were literally wrapping it up, gestures. Because I'm trying to get to bed, man. That 4 in the morning comes awful early. You know what I mean? What time are you guys planning on going live, or starting playing? Because I might like try to sleep in a little bit to catch it later on. Like catch you guys when you guys go start playing, instead of like, because I'll be up. I'm sure I'll be up and on before you guys get up. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna go live hopefully at 8. That's like 5 my time. Okay. Or yeah, 5 or 4 my time. So 8:30 maybe. All right, cool. Q. Alrighty, well, we're gonna leave right there. Everybody, thank you for watching again. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning, if not tomorrow night, where we have like our super stream. And then we'll be giving away that ½ ounce of silver on Saturday. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. It's your boy. Won't be on until 9:30 though, but Jess works nights, so she'll be up no matter what time. Okay, cool. Well, anyways, thank you for watching again. I appreciate it, and I'll see you all later.